The Doctor has become human and is now living as a schoolteacher in England just before World War I. There are aliens on his trail who are after Time Lord's lifespan. He's hiding from them, but they find him. Years ago, there was a range of books called The New Adventures of Doctor Who. This is while Doctor Who was off air. And there was one written by Paul Cornell called Human Nature that I think is literally one of the best stories ever written, one of the best Doctor Who stories ever written. So when we brought Doctor Who back, I just sat there one day and I thought, why are we not telling it? It doesn't matter if it's been published as a book before. So I phoned him up, asked him if he wanted to adapt it, and I barely finished a sentence before he said, adapt Human Nature. And I went, yes.
The Doctor is hiding because the family of blood is after him. Russell also pushed me for something the book doesn't really answer, why the Doctor does it in the first place. So we answer that in the very first scene.
It is the first time we've actually told a story in which the Doctor's hidden away. We've never seen the Chameleon Arch before.
The Chameleon Arch literally rewrites the Doctor's biology. It changes him into a human being. There is no memory of the fact that this being was once the Doctor. The Doctor has gone, really, to all intents and purposes. John Smith has subsumed the Doctor's personality. He's not the same man. He's a creation of the TARDIS. Do you know, we were quite good at the waltz, but I have to say, when you brought the cameras in, we kind of froze. And you may see some footage of us being really quite bad at learning the waltz.
1, 2, 3. Don't worry.
And finding it really quite difficult. Oh. I'd just like to say now, as soon as the cameras left, we were brilliant.
Yes!
And we nailed it in minutes.
Don't worry,
So, whatever you might get shown...
We should be this close, should we?
We should be that close.
The camera sometimes does lie, because really, we're brilliant dancers.
I did right leg twice.
Yeah, getting there. Yeah,
I found myself doing something very camp with my wrist, which seems to help.
That will do whatever you like at the moment.
That's all I'd like to say on the matter.
Back up the room. Yeah. That is it, you've got it.
These aliens need some interesting, spooky servants. How about scarecrows?
The scarecrows are great. It's taking the mundane and making it creepy, which is one of the surefire things that this show does very well. They're peculiarly creepy. They also have the eyes that aren't quite there. Fantastic creatures.
The scarecrows, they kind of think it was described as lollop in the script, the way they walk, and it's like they've got to move like they're soft and have got no bones, and I think it's beautiful the way they do that. The irony is they are just so not beautiful. Turn around, they've got hideous faces.
It's nice to have something very scary that can legitimately stand there in a field being completely ordinary. I wish they had scarecrows like that in fields these days. Freak kids out.
You kind of think, how could we not have done living scarecrows before? It seems such an obvious idea when you see it.
The only thing that was lacking was something to grab you for 8 years old, to be honest. I said, scarecrows to Paul. He said, no. And as with Paul, you just wait a day. And then he turns around and says, yes, he always does that. And then he turns around and goes, oh, great idea.
This is great, because I love spooky scarecrows. They're so gothic and wonderful and really, really English.
The fact that they're silent as well just gives them, it's just that shambling air makes them a bit animal and a bit mindless. And I think that makes them terrifying.
Yep.